I'm Jonathan Synovic. Welcome to this week's podcast. This is the first of what I hope are many podcasts. Today's subject that we're going to talk about is actually multiple chemical sensitivity. And for many of you, that might be the first time that you've heard those three words put together. For me, I've heard it over the last 7 years so many times. And 7 years ago, I was approached by a woman who was in desperate need of finding a house that wouldn't hurt her. And I can remember the very first conversation I actually had with her, and she was out of options. She had moved multiple times, and every time she moved into a house, she'd get a rash, or her throat would swell up, or a migraine, or something was going on, and she couldn't quite pinpoint it. And unfortunately, at that time, there wasn't anybody really to even turn to for help. Even today, there aren't a lot of people who can understand the idea that an environment could actually be hurting them. And so over the last 7 years, I've worked with this woman to have her enlighten me about something that doesn't seem to exist in the world. And this is a chemical sensitivity to our homes, to our workplaces, to the restaurants and stores that we attend. A couple of things that always come to mind when people ask me about chemical sensitivity is, how do I know if I have it? The U.S. government's been following this for years. Synthetics kind of hit the market, and that's when we really started to see some reactions to different things. And those nowadays, we're actually starting to hear a little chatter about it. We're hearing big box stores like Target and Steinhoffel start to take some of these chemicals out. And has anybody really asked why? Well, I think the reason for it is, we're reacting to things but are pushing it off as other kind of symptoms, as other things that might have. An easy one is allergies. Isn't it amazing how many people today have allergies? Did we have that many allergies back in the 60s? Is it safe to assume that in the Wisconsin weather here that there's a lot of pollen count in the middle of January? I'd arguably no, but interestingly enough, when it gets cold out, we close all of our windows. We've gotten this airtight seal now going on, and now all of a sudden we just don't feel right. We feel tired. We might develop a rash, or asthma may act up, or our allergies even somehow. The dust count, everybody says, it's got to be dust in the house. So what I've done is I've created an initiative, Step Beyond Green to Healthy. And this initiative actually focuses on materials that off-gas inside of these environments and how that off-gassing can actually hurt us. People with asthmas, allergies, skin reactions, constant migraines, cancers, that actually are repeating events. Ever wonder why? Well, I'll tell you, there's a lot of research out there, and it's not at all happy. It's all pretty scary. But one thing I also have learned is that there is a solution. And Source One Product Solution has that solution. We can sit down with you and go over all kinds of different options to help you through that. And what I want to develop in this podcast series is taking some of the information I've gathered from not just myself, but from 26 other contractors that have teamed together to try and combat this problem that we have. And so over the next 2 to 3 podcasts, I'm just going to ask you guys, I'm just going to talk to you, plan out about things that have come up that maybe you're not making some connectors with. So what I want you to do is in the comment section below is, are you at all interested in finding out that maybe my allergic reaction is environmental? Or maybe the reason that I can't lay on carpet every time because I get a rash, there's something bigger to that. Or maybe just want to live a healthier life. We've gotten food taken care of, we've gotten exercise, but something in my life just isn't quite right. I'm just not feeling well. Well, this podcast series is going to talk about those issues and is going to offer some suggestions. And so maybe you can't make it into the showroom here in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, but I'm going to reach out to you and talk to you. And I'm going to answer your questions, and I'm going to show you that you're not alone. There are people who understand that, and there's a whole collective of people around the United States who are a little bit too afraid to come out and talk about this. Well, I'm not, and I'm here to offer an ear, a heart, and I look forward to talking with all of you. So like this video, write your comments, and help me try and develop a series to help everyone else. I look forward to talking with you all on the next podcast. Thanks, guys.